Hey, I am Asha Cerise with Damn Near Vegan. Welcome back to my channel and Happy New Year. We in this thing. It's 2021. We made it. If you're watching this video, that means that you made it. And I am so grateful, and I hope you're feeling grateful as well. I'm getting ready to make my New Year's meal, my New Year's Day meal. And I just wanted to hop on here. You know, as you can see, I just threw on some comfortable pajamas because, hey, I was getting ready to get dressed up, and I said, who am I kidding? I'm about to chill. Like, I want to cook and relax. And this is the most comfortable thing I own. And it has a tail. And I'm a whole unicorn around here. So, yep. So I'm getting ready to make, of course, the classic New Year's meal, which is black eyed peas and greens. And it is going to be 100% vegan, so we didn't go grocery shopping around here, so I'm just kind of pulling whatever I have out of the refrigerator and the cabinets to try to come up with some type of cohesive meal. And we'll see what I come up with. But that's not why I'm on here. I actually wanted to talk about some New Year traditions and things that could be considered superstitions, could be considered rituals, whatever you want to call it. Number one being the meal that I'm making. So most black families are making the same exact meal today. That includes black eyed peas and greens. The black eyed peas are for, I believe it's for luck. Good luck. Good luck. And the greens is for wealth and prosperity and bringing money into your life. It doesn't necessarily have to be collard greens. It could be kale. I did a video a couple years ago where I made kale greens. It could be mustard greens, turnip greens, whatever your fancy, whatever tickles your fancy. I have some greens that my mom made already, so I don't have to cook the greens. That works for me. I soaked my beans overnight, so they're here, ready to go in. I know a couple years ago I made a crock pot meal, but I'm just gonna make this in a regular pot and accompany it with a few other things. But this tradition is special to me because it's one of many that were passed down from my grandmothers, and I like to keep it going on. You know, there are certain things that are considered superstitions that I still follow to this day. And there are a few that I kind of had to chill on because, you know, every time I see a black cat, I can't be turning my car around, y'all. So I used to do that. That was one of the superstitions where if a black cat crosses your path, you just turn all the way back around. And I literally used to do that. If a black cat crossed my path while I was driving, you turn, baby. But I had to stop doing that. I had to make peace with cats. I didn't really like cats, period. But black cats was like, okay, we got to do all this extra stuff when we see a black cat. I got to make my peace with cats. And I think, you know, it's a lot of people in the black community don't like cats. I think it's changing, but as I'm doing my research on cats, cats actually are good luck. They actually, you know, kind of take on negative energy. They like take it away from wherever they're around. So, I've made my peace with cats. There's a little black cat that comes around among a few other cats that love to come over here in our yard, and I ain't tripping about them no more. Let me see some other superstitions or traditions that were passed down to me. You know, the classic ones. Backstory. So my grandmother, my paternal grandmother, and my grandparents are from Shreveport, Louisiana. My maternal grandparents are from Birmingham, Alabama. So everything that they were raised doing or taught to do, you know, they passed that down. So anything from don't put your purse on the floor because, you know, that means that your money is gonna leave out. Don't put shoes on the table. I don't know what that means. Don't put what's another one? Don't whistle in the house. I still, these are the ones that I still do. Let's start with that. So I definitely follow the don't whistle in the house, don't open an umbrella in the house, don't split no poles, don't walk up under ladders, things like that. But when it comes to the New Year traditions, superstitions, rituals, whatever you want to call them, some that were passed down to me that I still follow, other than this meal, is not washing clothes on New Year's Day. So my grandma Lynn on my mother's side was very adamant about not doing that, not washing clothes on New Year's Day, and that's something that we did not do, and we continue to not do. And I remember my dad not really wanting to follow that tradition when I was younger, and me and my mom telling him, like, please don't let us wash clothes on this day because it's bad luck. And the superstition says that if you wash clothes on New Year's Day, that you're washing a loved one out of your life. So that's one that I continue to do. Not necessarily that I'm believing that will happen. It's just one of those things that you just keep doing out of habit and out of just keeping the tradition going culturally. Another one is who you let in your house on New Year's Day. Now, some people say that you just supposed to have the first person to come in your house be a man, preferably a man with money in his pocket. But that's not what my grandma Lynn, my maternal grandmother, that's not how she explained it to us. She said not to let any women in your house on New Year's Day, period. And I can remember, I remember one year, I don't know if my parents had went out this particular New Year's Eve or something happened where I ended up, I want to say it was the new millennium, actually. It was 99 into the 2008. But I believe I was at my paternal grandmother's house with my parents. And, Y2K was a big deal. Everybody was so nervous, wondering what was going to happen. Is this going to be the end of the world? Everybody was saying that the computers wouldn't be able to read the 2000, and just big panic. It was so much panic. So I remember being at my paternal grandmother Itasca's house when the clock struck midnight, and the TV did go out for about a good 30 seconds at least. Like, it did something, and it did have us nervous at first, but then it came back on and everything was normal. And then they took me to my maternal grandmother's house. I guess they were getting ready to go out or whatever, I don't know. And I remember her looking out that window like low-key wasn't about to let me back in because, that's what her tradition was, like not letting any women in your house on New Year. So she really instilled that in us, not to let any women in our house on New Year's Day, and pretty much have stuck with that. I try to let it be a man come over for the first time. That's not really what was taught, but as I'm learning what other little traditions are, I've tried to do that. But hey, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I'm still knowing that this home and this life is blessed. I just think that we need to be a little bit more understanding as to why our grandmothers taught us these things, because people love to call them old wives' tales and things like that, but I've learned that a lot of these superstitions are rooted in African spirituality and some of the practices like hoodoo and other things that their ancestors may have passed down that we've been taught that may seem evil or seem like something that you shouldn't be involved with, but it's really just African traditions being passed down, or other things that our ancestors may have learned or may have observed over the years, and they develop these certain rituals or these certain practices in order to keep bad luck or bad fortune away. So, they're wiser than we think. So who are we to judge? A lot of people judge superstitions and all of that, but these come from our ancestors. I didn't just wake up one day and say, ain't no whistling in the house. And a lot of the things that we do or that our grandmothers told us not to do or told us was bad luck, might just be something that they told us that they really didn't want us doing in the house. That their grandparents or their mothers told them, like, hey, don't whistle in the house, that's bad luck. You just never know. But I think that there's beauty in having some type of culture and having something that's passed down, even if it is a silly superstition that people may think it is. It's part of our history and part of our culture. So I'm rambling, but I'm just talking and chopping up these vegetables. Like I said, I pulled out whatever we had in the refrigerator in the cabinet, and I'm gonna try to make something shake, because you have to be creative when you're vegan, especially. You want flavors and you want things that make sense, but you also want. I'm not sure. I haven't told my channel yet. My channel is still damn near vegan. Will always be damn near vegan. But I've been vegan. Let's see. I just made 7 months yesterday. So, my journey. If you are new to my channel, I've been on my vegan journey since 2016. So I started off as a alkaline vegan, straight from eating everything to following Dr. Sebi's nutritional guide, and I went from that to standard vegan diet for about 5 months after 6 weeks of Dr. Sebi's guide, and I did that for 5 months, and then I started reincorporating seafood, fish and seafood, and I've been back and forth between eating seafood and not eating seafood, and doing, eating vegan, eating raw vegan, for the duration of that time. And back in May of last year, well, actually June, I did a detox, like a 31-day detox, and it had a very restrictive diet as far as no oils, no sugars, I think it was no fried foods, like no flours, no potatoes, no rice, no starches, all of those things. The only type of beans that I could have were lentils and chickpeas, and also I said no added sugars, no added oils. Oh, no fruits that weren't in season. So it was kind of restrictive, but what happened was it really did help me get rid of all kind of cravings, and it was a great detox. It was actual herbal detox in addition to the dietary restrictions. And after that, it was a 28-day, but I did 31 days. And after that, I just hadn't had the desire to reincorporate fish or seafood. So I've been on my vegan train for 7 months. I stayed pretty mostly raw vegan for a while after that detox, and I started eating more of a standard vegan diet shortly after that. So that's my spiel. I'm damn near vegan still, because there's always room for growth. I eat vegan. I eat plant-based vegan food, and the journey is different for everybody. So this is what I started this platform for, so that you can see my journey and know that it is okay. If you have setbacks, if you go back to your old diet and you come back, or whatever it is that you're doing on your particular personal journey to eating healthier or living a healthier lifestyle, or being, incorporating more holistic practices, whatever your journey is, I'm just allowing you to come along with my journey in hopes that it inspires you. But yes, I am 7 months in on my plant-based vegan journey. So this is the longest that I've gone so far in the past 5 years of this journey. Almost, it'll be in March since I started this journey, that I've been completely vegan, and I'm loving it. So that is an update for you all. And I wanted to come on here to just share some stories and allow you all to keep me company while I'm cooking. thank you again for tuning in. This is what I came up with. We have some stuffed mushrooms, some cornbread dressing, cranberry sauce out the can. You know the vibes. Potato salad that my mom had already made, greens that my mom had already made. This is vegan bacon bits. And black eyed peas, they came out excellent. So thank you again so much for tuning in. This is Damn Near Vegan. Make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. I am hot. I've been slaving over this stove all day, y'all. You see, I'm coming unzipped. The fan is on. Whatever. Happy New Year. Thank you all for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe. And remember, if it ain't made with love, I don't want it.